CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
I don't know if this is this is public or not because I forgot to press the button. So yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can see if it is. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. I think so. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian. Yes, it has been a while, but we back and we're just gonna talk today. Because of course I had a whole bunch of other stuff going on and didn't have the opportunity to kind of put everything together like I normally do. But I did promise that I was going to come live, so of course we're here, and that's just what we're gonna do. So clap it up. And once again, welcome back. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed the new set. You had to, the coinage had upped and I had to up some things and just change some things around and do something new. Also, note to self, yeah, this stuff is not cheap. But it was fun. It's fun being creative and stuff and doing something new. The man of the hour. Oh, why did it have you there? Hold on. Let's do that right there. I know now you done moved me out the way. Let's see if I could maneuver because I'm using my other camera, so this is the camera on the computer. It's different from ain't too much movement. Let me just move. How about that? Hey, sir. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Having some audio issues.
I can hear your phone.
I had to break out the old wired stuff.
Okay, the old faithful.
Everything's good? Yeah.
Everything is good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing quite well, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. It's been a minute.
Okay. You're hanging off the edge, right?
I'm hanging off the edge. Am I hanging off the edge?
Yeah. You need to move a little towards your son. Okay.
I'm moving a little closer. That's not the way I envisioned this going, but it's all right. Let me move over a little bit more. A little tight over here now in this changed area.
Look at that. It's all brand new. Got a budget and everything now. Look at that. You done upgraded.
Right. So anyway, it's glad to be back. Your waiter or waitress will be around, of course, with your drink of choice. Hey, Tina B, how are you? Hello, everybody in the balcony watching.
Good evening. And snack.
Right. Won't be before you long, but we will just talk because a lot has been going on. It's been 100 days. The Pope is dead.
They killed that man. They killed that man.
Everybody dead and dying. JD Vance went over there and hours later, Boop, he dead. I'm just saying something ain't right. Something ain't right. Yeah, the man was 80 years old, but he was fine before JD Vance walked his
Mhm.
mascara ass over there. And then all of a sudden, boop, the Pope ended up dead.
You know what it was? Pope used the last bit of his force.
That's right.
I just
On
wanted to
that
let him know.
on that Resurrection Sunday,
That,
he was determined. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to hold
Like
on as long. I just need to say what I got to say.
right. And yeah, went on to glory the morning of, or yeah, the morning for
Right,
them. I guess
right.
it was still Sunday night for us. But yeah, so that has happened. We've reached 100 days of oh my god, this is Armageddon, and everybody's still somewhat around.
Mm, barely.
I say somewhat. I say somewhat because a lot of things have changed. As we all know, a lot of things have changed. However, for those of you on Social Security, I just read an article real quick because I tried to skim through some stuff that you may be getting 2 checks. Some of you don't. First of all, don't get happy because not everybody's getting a check.
You,
Certain
you get,
individuals,
you'll get 2 this week or
yeah,
this month,
certain
but you may not
individuals,
get no more.
right, are getting two
You
checks.
never know.
One in the beginning of May and one at the end of May for June. Okay, let's be clear. That's for June. So, because the 1st of June falls on, uh, I believe it's a Sunday or something like that. So
Hmm.
they want to ensure that people get checks. So they'll be giving out checks the 1st of May and the 30th of June.
Yeah, because they've done so much damage digging in there and
Right,
just just
right.
messing everything
Fucking
up.
up the church's money. That's what they've done.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
Haitian princess, how you doing?
hey, Haitian princess, how are you? How are you? So yeah, so that's going on. Let's see what else. You could throw some stuff at me because I've been everywhere and all over the place.
All over the place.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
well, let's talk about those tariffs and those empty docks.
and the empty docks and China blowing the shit out the water but we already knew that of course
Yeah,
China was making a lot of the goods that you were paying so much money to throw
yeah,
into, and come to find out when you sitting up there talking about something, I'm not getting my purse off the street, bitch, your
yeah.
purse from off
Hmm.
the same
Was off
quality
the
was
street.
on the street was the one that you walked out the store with thinking you was
Right.
hot shit because it had the
Yeah.
name on it. Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey Deanna, what's going on? So yeah,
Yeah, because they even had a documentary and they
yeah,
showed you the process of how they did it, where
right,
the legit company would contract with the Chinese group over there to
right.
manufacture. And you can go in there and you can tell them, bring up the
Anything.
prototype, anything that you
Yep.
want. And then what they would do is they would take your plans and open up their own,
Right, right.
doing the
Exactly.
same
And just
exact
make
thing
an exact copy of it
of
minus
the
the name.
same exact
Right.
thing. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And make it even better,
Yeah. In
especially if it
some
was
cases.
electronics. Yeah,
In
especially
some
like in
cases, because
electronics and things like that.
some of them Jordans to be having 3 legs and
Oh,
shit.
well, I'm be doing all that.
And looking crazy. But same concept. You can't look too close. You just got who don't look like Jordan. No, they all
Mhm.
don't look too close. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Jordan's with a K.
shut up. But you can't be. And that's why I mean I'm blessed to have been raised by parents that were not materialistic. My
Right,
mother far more than my father, but my mother still wasn't having it. Like, no, like this is your budget. That's it. I don't care
right.
how much you may know I make, think I make. This is what
Hmm.
you're getting. Make it work within this budget. She was never one to go out and buy crazy things. I mean, yeah, Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that, we did get exactly what we wanted. But for like the everyday, your sneaker thing. If you wanted those, Jordans or whatever, you had to make that work. That means you was doing some extra chores. You was trying to be like, well,
Hmm.
can I do something else? But we were never that way. My older brother, he was the first test dummy, so of course he got everything. She wised up when we came along, so it was a hard knock life for us, but it was easier for him. So needless to say, I appreciate it now because I'm not. I see things, and yeah, I do get nice things because I like certain stuff, but it's not a driving force in me. It's not like, oh, I gotta have this. It's like if something else is cheaper and it look nice, because you make it work. It doesn't
Right.
work you. You know what I'm saying? So I am thankful for that. But goddamn, China done blew the wig off of stuff.
Mhm.
So I know you. Some of you like to walk around with your labels and say, "Oh, I paid this much for this." But don't it feel kind of horrible that you know that all that money you paid don't mean shit?
Not a thing.
Not a
Not
damn
a
thing.
thing. Mm-mm. Oh, and this is for you ladies who entertain younger men.
Oh,
Get your PS5, get your PS5s and Xboxes now, because they gonna be
get them while they
they gonna
hot.
be a, get them while they hot,
It's gonna be
because
a
the
great.
prices going up.
Oh
Toys,
yeah.
toys for the grandkids. Anything in particular, get them now while they're stateside, because once they're out, now a lot of companies did kind of backfill here in the
Hmm.
states, which is something that they had stopped because it was pretty much it was pretty much buy as you need right off of the shelf.
Hmm.
As you pay, or you order it right after somebody purchases one or two, that
Right.
type of thing. But now they're actually going back to having stock, because if you notice anyway, stores don't keep back stock anymore on anything. Yeah, that's
Mm-mm.
right. Because you got to be prepared. You got to have your PS5. You out here, if he worth it.
Yeah.
You see what
Right.
happened? What is the other the games small game system that was supposed to debut, but the tariffs kind of screwed it up because the prices were just outrageous. I
I don't
can't
know. Was
remember.
it was
I
it the
can't.
new Switch or something? Was it
Yes, this is a
the
Switch.
Nintendo
It
Switch?
was a Switch. So if you was getting that, you getting that young and wild a Switch for services rendered, get it
you
now.
might have to switch on his ass. Um,
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that do smoke,
Don't run out here buy no Atari.
if you don't beat your ass, don't do it.
Oh,
Um, for those of you that smoke cigarettes, uh, goodness gracious, U.S. Customs has seized more than $729,000 worth of cigarettes in Texas.
where was it
Y'all
coming
know,
from?
y'all know cigarettes is high. Cigarettes is damn high.
Wow.
Let's see. 17,500 cartons of cigarettes, valued at more than $729, was seized by the Customs Border and Patrol Agency. Uh, let's see, where was it coming from? In
Yeah, see, and
Largo.
this is the foolishness. They wasting what little bit of money that they thought they waste.
Oh, okay. It was CBP officers placed the shipment from Vietnam on hold when it arrived to the U.S. Miami seaport. So I guess it came in from Vietnam. But
Yeah,
who when they make cigarettes out there too?
yeah. The only
Uh,
people that don't make anything anymore is us.
Damn, I didn't
Mhm.
know. I really didn't know that.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
should be good because we're used to it anyway. So
Yeah, but I
so
mean,
you
I
so
don't
you
smoke,
so
so
we so
I
we
ain't
are. I
really.
mean, just in with the tariffs and
Yeah.
everything anyway, because we're always, it's like you never know.
Mm.
Always in that phase. So it won't hit us as bad. Just waiting for all these whiny ass white people start crying, especially them farmers.
Oh,
Just
they
they just
crying.
the ass just got bailed out. They just got bailed out from the previous 4 years before
Oh,
Biden.
we don't remember that. We don't remember that.
Well, I
So
bet you
like,
they remember that shit. The motherfuckers got a flashback now.
right. So also, lawmakers in Florida has posed an end to putting fluoride in the water. So
Not only will they be dumb, they'll be toothless.
the toothless worms in your head, all types of shit. Uh, yeah. Basically, you'll be drinking water with no filter. No,
Yeah.
no filter at all.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that the filter system that they have is the greatest, but I mean it's placed in the water for a reason. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, just take the training wheels off of everything and just good luck.
Well, it won't matter down there anyway. They don't have any insurance down. They don't have much of anything down there.
Now some people do. Some people do.
That and between Ron DeSantis and his wife stealing that money.
Oh, did you hear about that? Look at
Hmm.
everybody so quiet on that humdrum.
You say who still wants to live in Florida? I don't even want to visit. Did you hear? Walt Disney is talking about closing. I don't know which
Oh,
one
the Walt
though.
movement. I believe they were talking about the one in Florida.
Okay, is
I
that
believe
Disneyland? Is that Disneyland or Disney World? I could never tell the
Well,
difference.
Disneyland is in California.
Mm. Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah, because of the back and forth with DeSantis, they were really thinking
yeah,
about, you know,
but who could afford it? It's so out of reach, and they can't afford it now.
well, I mean, they couldn't afford it to begin with. Disney was paying all that.
Yeah, and then all these other, all these other parks that have built up around it, Water Worlds and
Right.
all the rest of that other stuff. What is that?
Oh,
Kiss it down in Kissimmee, Florida.
right. But don't forget about the religious Jesus World theme park that they did. What was
They
it
got a
called?
Jesus World. They got
Uh,
Jesus World.
It opened and closed. It didn't even see the light of day.
Oh, it wasn't resurrected.
No, it wasn't resurrected. It was like from the TBN network. They went
Duh.
down in Florida, in Orlando, bought this land to do this whole Jerusalem Christ theme park.
Mm. I guess that's where all the pastors went. They call that pedo land, right?
Wasted, wasting the goddamn church's money. But yeah, that tanked. So yeah, I don't know. We shall see what else. Let's see. Now I don't know if this is true or not, but it's been popping up a lot in my timeline thing on Instagram and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe anybody else has heard it. I've watched some stuff, but I ain't really been. I don't watch her like that, so I don't know. But they were saying Jill Biden been mad shady to the people lately. Like since she ain't first lady no more, she like kiss my ass type of. I don't know you
Jill
people.
Biden. Jill Biden.
Jill, Jill,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so
is
they
it
said
specific people or just
no.
everybody in general?
Well, see, that's the thing that I'm just like, well, it could be a little bit of both because the first time, um, what's his face? The who died? Jimmy Carter, the Carter guy.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, the Carter guy said when he passed away, and they did the whole funeral thing. She didn't even look at Kamala. She did the one of those like 1, 2, and scooted her seat away from. It's like you already separated. They don't put the seats that close together. They do leave some space, but she moved her seat closer to Joe, away from the vice president. I'm like, that's weird. Like, whatever. So
Oh, well,
everybody was talking everybody was talking about that, but I'm like, I could see that being tension anyway because she was thinking, my husband can do it. Y'all telling him, no, he can't because it is that and the other, and y'all decided to bow out. Even though you probably felt like your husband, fuck, we could do this. And she winds up not winning, and now you like, see, if you'd have let Joe win, if you let Joe run and stop, paying attention to
mhm.
he stutters, he do this, he do that. Hell no, you already know how he is. She might be a little salty because of that, which I get. Now, Fast forward to this funeral. She's sitting there, Joe sitting up there, getting up, shaking everybody's hand, all the dignitaries and stuff. And she's sitting there like, bitch, it's a funeral. I'm mourning the Pope. Literally over here in the corner. She didn't move. She didn't get up. Nothing. Glasses on, veil on, ain't moved a muscle. Ain't even
Yeah.
give the little 1-2 shake, the little head nod, nothing.
It's
I'm
like, glad to
mourning.
see you girls. And I wasn't even that. Well, he was probably hope. You know what she was probably hoping, and that's the way I feel about life, especially after somebody dies. I don't have to be
What's
bothered
that?
with these bitches, and I thought I was done with that shit. That's what
Right,
she
right.
thought.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty sure.
So like these. One more fucking time with these motherfuckers. I don't have to see them again. Hopefully,
Yeah,
she should have did Michelle Obama and just didn't come. Because if you
that's
don't
what.
want, you're not the spotlight anymore. So why worry
Yeah,
yourself half to death?
that's what my friend just texted me. She took a spot out of Auntie Michelle's book and said, I'm not fucking with you people. I
Hmm.
don't like you people. I don't care what my husband says. I don't like you people.
Yeah, because you
And
remember
that
she had a front row seat of everything that was going on. Now, granted,
right,
he was getting up there in age and everything, and his
right.
slip was showing big time. But she should have been the one to tell him, look, you know what? I see you every day. You don't even know who I am 15 minutes ago. You should have stepped on. You should have stepped on back.
You can set them back a long time ago.
Hmm.
I think
Or she could have convinced him, you know, that y'all should have been ahead of the game. You knew what the deal was. 4 years was enough. You see how it has aged him and
yeah.
burned out what he had left.
The little lights he had left.
So, explain to him. Why don't you just advise? Advise. You
Right.
have the experience. Advise.
Yeah.
And I wish more of them will just leave and just advise. That's it. You can't stay here forever. You can't even walk down the damn steps without tripping and falling over shit.
You know
Oops, I
what?
did it.
He trips and falls too, but don't nobody say
Hmm.
nothing about that. Oh, stomach. Did you see him falling asleep? Nodded all the way out.
No, did you see that
When he
blue
stopped,
suit? Did you see that blue suit in a sea of black when he went to the funeral?
he always has to be the oddball. He always got to be the one to stand out. He always got to be the
Hmm.
one to be talked about. So he will do
I
anything.
was
He was
surprised he
in a
left the
creepy
country.
baby.
I was surprised he was able to leave the country. I guess the Vatican is one place that a felon can go to
Yeah,
because everybody was
always
like,
always looking for grace.
look, everybody at work was like, well, he has all these people coming over to see him, and it's like, yeah, you know why? And it's like, why? I said, he's a felon. A lot of these countries he can't fly to. He's a
Yeah,
felon. I said, he's a
that
felon.
is, yeah, that is
Somebody needs
true.
to snatch him up and take him over to Honduras or wherever he's
Right,
been snatching up people to. He is
right.
a felon.
Yeah, that is true. That is
I was
very
they're gonna tell Air Force One, turn that shit back around. You can't come here. You can't land here. You have a known felon.
right. You are a
You
known felon,
cannot
but
do that.
too bad, so sad. Let's see. Of course, the conclave is about to happen soon. That's when they get together and pick a new pope. The movie Conclave was pretty good. It'll kind of give you some insight into the ins and outs of what goes on around there. I don't think they'll be picking a transgender hidden closeted pope though, but it was a good movie. It was a good haha gotcha bitch, cause I didn't know. I did not know. Looked like a man to me. I did not know. But then
Mm-mm-mm.
the other popes the other like cardinals that was up and running, they were doing
Mhm.
some shady shit too. Like it was like, wow, really, y'all really be doing like pulling out people's like dark secrets and hidden babies. And
Yeah,
one of the cardinals orchestrated to have the African cardinal uh like this young lady, but she was young when it happened. She was 19 years old when she was raped. He was 30, 32, 30 in his 30s. He raped her. She wound up keeping the baby, of course, then giving the baby away. 32 years later, when he is up to in the running to be the next pope after the pope dies in the movie, uh the other cardinal secretly brings the woman, because she's still a nun, brings her to the city to work at the conclave and serve the Cardinals. And he happens to see her and he kirks the hell out. But the man in charge of, getting them all together and stuff, he don't know what's going on. But everybody else kind of knows other people's secrets and kind of hiding it and all this kind of stuff. And he's discovering all this shit like, what the hell is going on? Like, this has been going on the whole damn time. Yeah, so it's a pretty good movie. It starts off slow, don't get me wrong, but it definitely, when it picks up, you're like, oh shit, like that's crazy. So yeah, definitely a movie to check out. I have not seen Sinners yet, so please don't do it to me. But
That's what I'm gonna talk about. Let's talk about you.
but
I
I
was,
heard it. I heard it's
I was supposed to
good.
go back today and see it again. It
Oh,
was
cool.
it is
It's
is
that
very
good. That's awesome.
it is
Awesome.
very yeah, because you know me. If
Yeah,
it ain't
yeah.
free,
Right. If it ain't free, it ain't for
free.
me. Okay.
It ain't. But it was
If it ain't,
very, very good. It was thoroughly enjoyed,
yeah.
and I think
Definitely.
everybody will. Just
Yeah,
very good.
good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking it out for sure, for sure. Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in.
You
It's
say see
always
it
good
in
to see you guys.
IMAX. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what I
heard
wanted
that.
to do.
I heard that. I mean, IMAX can't get no more expensive. It's like $65 for 2 tickets. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm looking.
Beyonce's tickets are dropping. So anybody who's into Beyonce,
Uh,
her
uh,
her tour, her Carter tour, what is it, Carter tour? That's now.
the Cowboy Carter tour, I believe it
Yeah, they
is.
said
Yeah.
her. That's because that's because everybody can't afford that shit. That's entertainment.
I mean, it's
Girl, put it on YouTube
that's
and
it.
have them pay. I
That's
mean,
it.
I think you recoup it, and then that'll keep your fan base because
Do
we're in
do like
these
Michael
times that we're
Jackson and
in.
them used to do. Do the one big concert like HBO to buy it, something like that, and everybody else. And if you
Yeah,
miss it, you gotta just order it or something. You make your money on the back and like this whole paying all this money for concerts and stuff like that. And it's like I love the kids, but I didn't pay. Not that I'm a Beyonce fan like that, but if I'm gonna pay thousands of dollars for some tickets, I'll be
it
damned if
won't
you
be.
bring your non-dancing kids and think I'm gonna be all like, "Oh, look at
Mm-mm.
them!" Bitch, I didn't pay for them kids to be dancing, looking doofy because they happy to be dancing to their mama because they know they're gonna go back to school and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we saw you dancing with your mother." I don't give a goddamn. I want you up there singing, dancing, slapping your ass, bouncing your titties. I want to see you. That's what I paid for.
Oh, you want a
You
whole lot, don't you?
for all that money, yep. I want the whole shebang, what I paid for. I did not pay to be oh, bless their heart. Look at them kids. If I wanted to see that, I would go to church to an Easter program, a Christmas program, something like that. Black History program, and look at the kids and be like, oh, they forgot their words. Bless your heart, let them use you. All that. Ain't got time
Mm-mm.
for that. Ain't got time for that. It's a concert. It's a concert. But I mean, I get it. They want to get a little limelight or whatever. But no, I'm not a fan. But I don't watch Beyonce like that. I'm not a beehiver,
Yeah.
so
Mm-mm.
I don't.
No,
I'll pass on that.
no, not my demographic anymore.
No. But anyway, yeah, it's been
Hey,
like,
Virginia Redbone, how you doing?
oh, it done. Well, hold on. Oh, I did not mean to do that, and I don't know how to delete it. I'm
Don't
sitting
tell
here
me you messing
talking.
up with your don't mess up with no Apple stuff because
And,
you can't afford Apple shit with them tariffs, boy. That's a mortgage.
uh,
It's going to be
uh,
a mortgage.
yeah,
Come over to
it,
the dark. Come over
makes
to
me
Android and Chrome.
absolutely not. It makes me sick.
Hmm.
I can't do it. No,
But you can always do Linux. It's free.
not Linux is free.
Yeah, it's free.
I can't do it.
Cause shit, as soon as Microsoft done with this uh, Windows 10, I'm dumping it.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
yeah, they
cause
do cost
yeah.
that monthly. Yeah, that what is it like yearly or
But not only
monthly?
that, Well,
What's
it's not monthly. It's just that they want you to upgrade the hardware.
mm. Well, what
I'm
about?
running off of old. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying because I can run Chrome Flex, Linux off of 15-year-old equipment.
Okay,
You know, why should I upgrade? I'm not a gamer, so
right.
I don't need high end hardware. And then what made what really pissed me off was that a lot of new equipment came out, new laptops and things like that, but it wouldn't
Mhm.
run 11. That's the next
Right.
one up, and it
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
run. It's like, wait a minute, this is only a year old. Why? It's because it doesn't have these security features built into it. It's like I ain't going through all that shit.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I get it.
Hmm.
I don't know. Any way to make money, it seems like nowadays. But at whose expense, right? At whose
Right.
expense? Mm,
Say tickets are out of control and the price. Yeah, they are mortgage payments. When with
right.
hers, you have a kid or something, it might be a once in a lifetime thing, but you're gonna be up in the nosebleed sections. You're not gonna be on the floor. I can throw some confetti on you, you know. And I always think about when I would just I was complaining when I went to see Patty LaBelle down at the Lyric and the tickets was $65 and I was fussing. And I was like, these
What?
tickets are $65 and
$65.
she put on a fucking show.
Right. She kicked her shoes off and everything.
If we
Rolled them
fell
out
all on
on
the
the
floor and
floor.
everything. And the person I went with jumped up because they thought she had fainted and shit. I was like, no, girl, that's part of the act.
Now
So
here
that is
lately,
part of
she
that.
has been having a lot of situations. She done threw up on stage. She done, yeah, I think it's about that time. Do like
Mm,
one big one and just
yeah.
sit it on down.
Well, yeah, her voice has changed.
Hmm.
It's getting to that point you can't climb those stairs like that anymore. So,
Right. She forgetting the words. Everything is just
oh no,
she she don't be
that's
singing the
always.
words no more. It just you like, girl,
Mm. Just make the
sing the
noise that
words.
sounds like
Right.
it. We say you'd rather see Othello.
Right. I haven't even seen that
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet. But I hear that's good too. Candy just making money, ain't she? The
Hmm.
only housewife that really, to me, in my eyes, at least for the Atlanta franchise, that really does make money. Like not just making money with antics and doing certain stuff to where in
Right.
which people gotta pay
Well,
attention to you. But
she's not a one note. She's
right.
not a one note
Now she
person.
may be a
She
little
has multiple streams.
yeah, she may be a little boring as a storyline for the show sometimes, but as
Hmm.
far as like her making money, that has never been a problem. Like she ain't
Right.
have to do something crazy on the internet or anything like that to then have people go, well,
Hmm.
damn, I guess who's in the news? Like, like this
Yeah.
Kenya Moore situation, which I personally don't, we can go back and forth with that, but I don't see it as revenge porn or anything like that. It was already out there. It's just she should have done a better job of scrubbing her, stuff and situations before you're gonna be on national TV. Anybody could have found that. You could have had somebody
Yeah.
random off the street knowing y'all was taping, come there with all that information. So I
It's
mean,
real easy. Maybe it was an audition tape. I don't know.
but anyway, in other news, and then we'll get to this other stuff because there's a lot to talk about too. UPS is cutting 20,000 staff jobs. So if you know anybody that works for UPS, yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
the chop is a coming. But then that
Hmm.
puts pressure on Amazon to beef up their delivery and all that stuff that they do. So if anybody's looking for a job, any of these raggedy kids looking for a job,
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazon is hiring, and if you
Mm.
got your license to drive a truck or whatever, you might want to start checking some stuff
Hmm.
out.
That is right. That and the post office because Amazon also holds a contract with the postal system
Right.
to deliver a lot of their smaller stuff.
Mm, 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 mm,
So
mm, mm.
that'd be good. And that's not because of the tariffs, because volume has dropped.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else heard this. Man, the Dollar Tree fans go wild after the chain restocks on a viral perfume, which dupes includes a $475 Baccarat Rouge Twin for just $1.25.
Have you? I haven't. Have you smelled that scent,
Mm-mm.
Baccarat?
No.
Okay, because I've heard people
I've heard people talk about it, but no,
talk about it. Yeah, but I've never. Mm-mm.
But I wouldn't, no offense.
This
The dollar
smell
store
like
has
Old
plenty
Spice.
of things.
No.
Right. The dollar store has plenty of things that I would, go on the cheap end. Like I ain't spending all that money. I'm gonna get it from the dollar store and be fine. Like,
Right. Right.
snacks, candy, whatever. But I ain't no offense to anybody who's used. I ain't spraying nothing on me for the dollar store. No
Uh,
offense.
what's that rash around your neck?
You right.
My
Why
skin
is
is
it like
dry.
that?
It's
Right.
all dry.
I'm just itching, so I think it's my eczema. Like I don't know that's no, no. I mean, if you got to, then you got to, right? But if you ain't got to, I know. Okay, hell no, I wouldn't. No, no, mm-mm, no. I don't. Don't get me
Especially
wrong.
not the Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree has come through in a clutch.
Hmm.
If you got to get the cleaning supplies, Awesome is your best friend, okay? Awesome will clean everything. Awesome will clean your soul if you let it, okay?
Hmm.
Awesome cleans any and everything. And them Mr. Clean magic erasers for $1.25 now when they used to be $1. I used to rack up. You talking about cleaning a wall?
Yeah.
What mark? What anything just gone. Um
He said that shit would probably attract mosquitoes and flies.
right. Um, you be trying to get rid of the man you got now, and you can't because you're wearing the cheap stuff. They attracted to the cheap stuff. Uh,
Mm.
yeah. So no, I wouldn't. I'll pass on that. But for anybody who does, let me know. Go out and get it. And let me know how it works for you. I'll pass, but I will take your word for it. Yeah, and I think that's all I got for that. So now we can get into the messy YouTube stuff of the stuff I've seen of the stuff. Um, so this will be a part of the show which isn't usually, so don't get comfortable with it because I do have a section where I do my messy observations. But for today and today only, um, I feel like doing it because I feel like. Have you been watching? I guess that's a no, Nate.
Oh,
Have you?
me? Oh, okay. I was waiting. Have I been watching? Yes, I've been. I've been
You've been
trolling the
watching?
streets. Yes,
Okay.
I slide. I slide through. Yes.
So I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone in some of this viewership. So now let's go back. Like the songs go, let's go back. Let's go way back. I like to hear it go. Um, where to begin? Let's talk about Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday. Now, Easter Sunday was like, remember when I was young and Mike Tyson's fight used to be on pay per view. That was
Mhm.
like around about the time when my brother had the friend with the hookup for the cable, so everybody would come to the house to watch the Mike Tyson fight because it was free, quote unquote. Yeah, it was like that. Everybody was anticipating Easter Sunday. Tracy going down to the church on time. Okay. I never see so many people up for early Easter morning Sunday service. I thought it was like, damn, I feel like I'm home. Like, what? These people was up early for a sunrise service just to see if Tracy was going to take her ass down to Jay Wilson's church
Whew.
and get him. Now, she messed up on one or two things. Like, the one thing I wouldn't, if I was going to do it, I wouldn't say anything. I would just go.
Yeah,
Because
just pop up.
you to just go and just pop up and go, hey, Jay
Hmm.
Wilson, and keep it
Hmm.
moving. And
Surprise,
let him do it.
surprise.
Right. Surprise, surprise. A happy Easter, your eggs. But no, that didn't happen, right? So of course she said, her man told her no, they wasn't doing that, which of course is like cutie patootie, but nope, like really, you done already said you was going, so of course he was gonna tell whatever authorities or whomever this woman is harassing me. She did it, so they probably may have been sitting there waiting just in case. Um, but no, I would have just gone. If you were just gonna go, you just go. It's the
Mhm.
church. He can't deny you from going to church. Now, what it did do,
Only
it
the
did
Lord can do that. If you hit
right.
them doors, if you hit them doors and burst into flames, there's nothing we can do
There's
about it.
nothing you can do about it.
That's a
You know,
that's a
that's
higher
above my
power.
pay grade. That's
Yep,
above my
definitely.
pay grade. It's definitely above my pay grade. But other than that, I just feel like um it did bring, in his defense, if I could even say that, it did bring people to watch the church service. I mean, you had people, like, all types of people in the chat, like talking like cash. That was funny. It reminded me of being young and sitting up in the balcony and cracking bad jokes on the people
Mm,
in the choir, saying so much so that my grandmother would be looking up and shut up, sit down, stop. And I'll be like, I don't read lips. I don't know what you're saying. And one of the
mm.
ushers be done tap me on the shoulder. She said stop. And I'll be like, oh, okay. She's telling you to stop. But I was dying, cracking up, reading everybody's comments in the chat as they was talking about him. Now, one thing I will say, Mr. Wilson, no way you could be talking about anybody, weight, body, and all that looking like an egg sitting there on the Casio keyboard. That was crazy.
No,
Um, it was Easter Sunday.
Casio.
And I expected, it's Easter Sunday. You're supposed to show out. There's only certain holidays that gays get to dress up, and dress up. Halloween being one of them, Easter being another. And,
Being another.
you know, those are Sundays that people will, overlook your flamboyantness if you chose to
Mhm,
come in there with a whole, you know, floor length jacket coat that would happen to be fuchsia. And then you sit
mhm.
there, who's that? That's the organist. Oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? Or this big church hat that is meant really for a woman, but you think you're gonna play it off. Like, them the
I
type
was
of
going to
days
say
they
try
say,
try to outdress the church
yeah,
mother.
try to outdress the first lady and the
Is it?
church mother, They all sitting up there competing, wearing hats and shit. And people are like, I can't see shit. I can't see. You looking like a William McRae in the face.
Oof.
But yeah, like, so yeah,
Did you see that doll? Did you see that doll somebody made of him? The William McRae doll. That was some
no.
horrifying. That's
Um,
some. When I come
explain.
across it, somebody made a doll, and I
No.
think it was something. I think it was something labeled church mother something.
Uh-huh.
That was the hideous thing I've ever seen. I mean, it looked like him, but it was the hideous thing I ever seen.
Oh
I was like,
no.
these motherfuckers got skills.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. You definitely
Oh
gotta
my
send it to me.
god.
But no, I didn't expect that. I expected, you to be dressed to an extent. It's the Lord's, it is the one of the holiest of holiest days on the Christian calendar. And being a minister at that, because that's what they called you, even though we all know you the minister of music. But you know, give the note. Mm, mm, ting 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 ting. That's your note. That's your key. Uh Praise to God. We expected more. We expected more. We did not expect the business meeting or casual Fridays. No. You were supposed to be dressed, sir. You were
Showed up and
supposed to be
showed out.
dressed. It's Sunday. It's the holiest of holiest days on the Christian calendar. Ain't no other day for you to be really giving your all, but he up, y'all. He risen. But you didn't. Now the service was good. Service was good. And the fact that the church had needed a little building fund, I thought that was admirable. Now what I would have liked to have seen done is all that, money peddling you used to do. Why you ain't do it for your church? I mean, again, just a question, just an observation. Why haven't you done it for your church? If anything, you do go by pastor. People do reference you in that way. You do sing gospel notes, one or two oohs and ahs. For the church lady folks to get them nice and moisturized in the spirit. But why would you not say, hey, YouTube, why don't you come together? My church needs funding for whatever, and let's help them do this. Let's put the BS aside for a moment and let's help my church do this. Interesting, that never happened. Just an observation. But anyway, moving right along from that, we got.
Sure, it didn't happen later on.
Huh?
You sure it didn't happen later on
I
when he
mean,
was off, when he wasn't at
he's gonna
church.
say it. He's gonna say it did. He's gonna say it did. You already know right now he's gonna say it did. But he don't watch. But he's gonna say that he did raise extra funds for the church and their need. Watch what I tell you.
What did they lock them doors?
Lock them doors.
Lock them doors.
Not until I get my spiritual blessing of what we need. Ain't nobody leaving this motherfucker. Okay. So get comfortable. So yeah, that's that on that. Let's see what else. That was kind of like interesting. I don't know. It escapes me right now. Let's go back. The cruise was great. Okay, that was my first cruise, so that was interesting.
You went cruising?
On a
Were you
ship,
with?
on an actual ship.
Not the park.
No.
Oh.
We don't do parks. Somebody keeps that zoo animal over there keeps confusing me with one or two.
Well, it is a zoo down here. They do cruise down there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably do, but I do not participate in activities like that. Nothing against people that do your thing. Who am I to? Who
If
am
you
I to judge?
that's literally a bush baby.
Yeah, right. Who am I to judge? But no, I don't participate in that. However, I did go on a cruise ship. And that was interesting. It really was. It really, really, really was. And I thought I was gonna get the seasickness, and because I was told since it was my first one to go and on the deck or whatever, and they do the sail away kind of party thing. And I thought about it for a second. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not really a it's my first time. I'm not really a group. I don't know what to expect. I'm gonna just stay to myself for a moment. Plus, it was a lot of kids, and I don't. I'm enjoying my drink. I'm enjoying my drink on this here balcony, and I'm just watch until we just sail away from my balcony. So I'm just standing there, and then all of a sudden, like everybody's out on the balcony and stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's starting getting crowded. So people started standing outside or whatever. And I'm looking. I'm like, oh, we're moving. We're sailing away. And at first I was fine. I was like, you could do this. You're good. You could do this. About 2 seconds later, we didn't get but so far. I felt a little quease, the little in my throat, a little. I don't know. So I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to go get the little seasickness patches and put them behind my ear. And I was good for the rest of the trip. So thank you, whoever thought
You
of
wore
that.
one the whole entire time.
In the bag. Huh?
You
No,
wore a patch
I
the whole time,
only
the whole
wore
entire time.
no. I wore the one patch I put on when I felt it a little bit. I wore that one, I think that day, and I took it off the next morning, and I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't feel anything else. Everything was good, but I was nervous. I really was, because when I felt it, I was looking like, oh, this is nothing. I'm good. And if further it started to get away from that dock, I was like, I don't know, Jesus. Help me.
Your mouth started water and started getting juicy.
Right. You know
So what
that
is that?
feeling your mouth starts to get extra watery, and you're like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So I just went and I immediately just bop bop and yeah, and it definitely did save my cruising life. So thank you so much to whoever thought of that and put it in the little sailing packet that we had. Thank you, because you saved my cruise experience.
That was
Um,
nice.
yeah, uh, it was great to see everybody. Um, I don't know if she wants to say, but it was awesome meeting Haitian Princess in person. Must do it again. Had a blast. Uh, of course, we be here, there, and everywhere. So that was an experience to kind of like, oh, where you at? What are you doing? We over here, because some people be over here, some people be over there. We never kind of like very seldom go one place all together because everybody
Mhm.
wants. Some people do their own thing. They just be like, "Hey, see you at breakfast or dinner or whatever." And we
Yeah, I
never
was gonna
see
say
them
they
the rest of the
meet
day.
up at dinner or
Right?
brunch or something.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was cool. I really enjoyed myself. And no, for people to be like, "Oh, there he goes with his side piece." Listen, people can be friends, sir, ladies and gentlemen, and travel together and have fun. So, you know, please, thank you. Get it out. Get it out. But no, really had a really cool time. Um, would I do it again? Yes, but not with the kids. Not with it was
Just all adult.
just yeah, just all adults for me. Just all adults for me. Because for me, for one, I'm not a big buffeter. Like we did do a lot of private dining and stuff, which was cool. But a lot of the breakfast stuff and some stuff like that was buffet style. And like supervised, I'm still a little but I'm a little more okay. But when you just letting your
Then the
kids just
kids, yeah,
go,
they
and
they playing in the food and shit.
it's like it's bad enough the adults be doing it, but when I gotta watch the kids do it too, I just like, oh, I don't even want to touch that. I'm not even going over there. But I'll just take some. You know what? I don't even want no bread. I'm gonna just drink some orange juice. Can oh, that's been touched too. Well, what can I have that they not touching? Are they over here at the alcohol section? Okay, give me a. I'll have a tall glass of that. That's what I'll drink for the morning. Cause I can't be bothered. I can't. It was just I I just couldn't I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I tried. Did not like it. Give me one.
The kids were aggressive. Yeah, I don't want to be bothered with other people's children.
Yeah, I mean, and
I,
but
I,
and they were rude. It wasn't even like you could be like, excuse me. It's like they would literally be squeezing past you and just not even no, excuse me, no, I'm sorry, just doop, 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 just doop, doop. Like we were going into dinner one time. It was a group of us, and of course, I know them kids wasn't thinking because they thinking they black, we black. They were walking with their family, but their family was behind us, and they were just walking, and they weren't paying attention, looking at faces. They were just thinking, oh, we black, we all together. And I'm like, I'm trying to slow up so I don't speed past them. I know that their family's behind here, but I'm trying to be like, hey, you see your kids? You see your kids? Hey, you
psh,
come get your kids. And them kids, they booking, they all in the mix in between us. And I'm like, these kids they don't belong to us, and they're not paying attention. And I'm like, little girl, yo, and she just walking. She ain't paying me no mind. Then the mother called her name, and she turned around like, oh, surprised, like, oh, would you like? How long was you gonna let your child? We was about to be seated. She was about to sit with the rest of us. Sit down at the table and be looking around like,
oh,
how
her
long you
mother
gonna
was
let your
probably hoping that she sits somewhere else too. I get some quiet time.
right? But I just thought it was like so ridiculous. Like no, like no, like hold on to watch your kids, especially on something like
Mhm.
this. Like granted, you want them to have a good time and all that, but please, like, do not just think
No, just go ahead and say it. I ain't want to be bothered with your goddamn children. That's what
That
that is.
too.
Especially
That
some
too.
strangers' children.
Right, but that too. But there's a lot of creeps on everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never know. You know what I'm. You
Pedal on the boat.
uh, 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 pedo cruising for real. So you never know. So you want to be mindful. And the fact that we was in there, and I'm looking like I know she got to see these girls standing here with us, and you just thinking, oh, they all right. No, they not all right. Like, granted, nobody's gonna do anything
Keep your
while you're
children with
standing
you.
here, but your children should be with you. This
Mm-hmm.
is a huge ship. Anything could happen, and then we be sitting up there talking about something. Gotta find some kids. Well, you should have been watching your goddamn
Mm-hmm.
kids. Nobody
Well, I'm
told you
going
not
back to my
to.
room. I'll catch y'all later.
Right,
Let me get a drink first. And
right,
keep right on going because you should have been watching them.
right.
And I'm on vacation.
Right.
Be
Now
worried about that foolishness.
somebody did get sick while on board, so we had to do a quick turnaround to drop them off, and it must have been really serious because he was like, "Beep, beep, beep, we turning this." And I'm like, I'm saying like we going back, and yeah, sure enough, we had to head back. So somebody must got really
Oh,
really
God.
sick.
Oh, they didn't what is it? Heliport them out or whatever?
Yeah,
Or put them
yeah,
on a little dinghy or something?
yeah.
I'd have
No,
put them on. I'd have thrown them right on the little life raft and pointed that thing and pulled that little motor.
have
Call us when you
fun.
get on the other side. Yep.
Yeah, so that was fun. The Bahamas was fun. Getting to see that for the first time. I just had one of my rum cakes that I bought. It was good.
You
I
know,
didn't really taste it.
you've been doing a lot of vacations. You getting flown out. What's going on here?
No, I'm not getting flued or flown out. I paid for my
Mhm.
own. I paid for
I'm
my
sure you
own
do
flight.
pay for it, but did you get flew out?
No, I do the fluing. I don't. I don't.
Ooh, okay. Well,
So no. Yeah, no, just like living. We do all this working and you have all this and it's like you can't take it with you. You might as well just enjoy uh the life you have. And I don't want
right.
to uh be one that regrets not being able to do it. That is one thing
Mhm.
that my mom definitely wished that we would do as siblings. She always wanted us to like travel together and do stuff like that. So her big thing was like, "Oh, y'all should do a cruise. Y'all should do a cruise." And I'm like, "Why don't we all just do a cruise?" And I guess she knowing more than we knew at the time, it was like, "No, I'm not. I may not be able to make the cruise with you guys, but I do want y'all to do it." So it was an honor for me to actually do this for the first time, by myself, but um to do it with a group of friends that I really do enjoy hanging out with and stuff like that. So that was fun. And yeah, it was cool. I'll do it again, but I said adults only next time. Yes,
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, nobody else's kids.
Yes. Yes. And perfect day at Coco K was awesome because there was no kids around, private everything, whole butler service, pool, everything. It was really nice. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. Only thing is the bathroom was far away. Not far, but it was a way away.
Mm.
You, yeah. So, but other than that, it was awesome. I had a great time. Let's see what else. I mean, nothing else that I can think of right now at the top of my head. Is there anything else? I don't know. Anything else? I don't know
Mm.
much about the talent and Reed debacle thing that happened.
Mhm.
I still got to catch up on that. There's just a lot of little things I got to catch up on for sure. But yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
YouTube. It's YouTube. I don't really. Oh, I did. I
Oh,
okay. Go ahead before
mm-mm,
you
go ahead.
forget.
Go
No,
ahead. I
because
won't
you
forget.
want to forget.
Mm-mm. No, no,
Yes,
I
no.
won't forget. I won't
Okay.
forget.
Now this I must say. Now I'm not because people be like, oh, he only goes at the people that pick at him. I'm not picking at the man, but this is again another observation. Um, for the record, people did not put creepy or the creepy jacket on the gorilla for no reason. The creepy jacket was placed on the gorilla because, and he'll lie and say he didn't, but when he was right when that beef between him and 5A got started, she had did a live celebrating her child's birthday slumber party with her cousins and other little, neighborhood girls and stuff that the daughter knows and stuff like that. And who was in there watching it to the point where he came back and did a live cleanup about it was him. That's why you got the name Creepy. Because that in itself is creepy. Now, all the other stuff that they try to say, oh, that's why they call him creepy. No, that wasn't it. It was exactly what it was. She did a live celebrating her daughter's birthday because she was doing a slumber party, and you were watching. I had nerve to critique it with your old grown man ass. Period. Full stop. Tell the truth. Because that's what it was. You won't admit it, but that's exactly what it was. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, but for me, and I had mentioned it to you, Natasha Milan. I was
Yes,
surprised.
yes, yes. Me too. Me too. I did not
I was
know
really
Lorna
surprised.
Doone.
I did not know.
I did not know Lorna Doones had passed away. For those of you who did not know, Tasha Milan, aka Lorna Doones, passed away February, I believe. I
I,
want to say
I don't.
February.
You know what? Let me look at the if I still have it on here. Uh, well, I have it on here. It's just that. Yeah, but I was looking at
No,
the little obituary thing.
February. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
that's not what.
Hey, Haitian princess. I'm sorry, I didn't see you down there. Are you there?
You can't see me?
Oh, well, no, I saw your little avatar thing. I can't see you.
Yeah, I don't have it on
I
here,
thought I
but
put my.
I was
Sorry,
surprised.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. He was
Just
looking
wanted
for
to
something.
say
Oh,
hi.
there you go. I see you now. Hey, hi.
Hey,
It's nice
have a
to see
great show. I
you.
got my Beyonce fan on.
I know. I
'Cause
see.
it's,
I see you giving very much your Beyonce fan going. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate you moderating. And again, it was a pleasure meeting you and spending time with you and your husband. Thank you so much for coming. I definitely appreciate it. It was a blast.
yeah, I just wanted to wish you guys look at my Beyonce fan
Yeah,
working.
I know.
Woo!
See, you're giving it.
I just wanted to wish you guys a good show. I'm having a
Um,
good time. Thanks to
Good.
good.
everyone who is in the chat. Um, and I thought I saw Jake said that he wanted to come up. Jake, or I don't want to
Yeah, yeah. No, I
push
saw.
pronouns
I
on.
dropped
I
it.
don't know who
Yeah,
Jake is, but
yeah.
I
I
know
did drop
Jake
it.
wanted to come up and say hi and wanted to join in. So, Jake, feel free to join in and
Yeah,
say hey and
I
be a
did
part of the
drop the.
conversation.
I did drop the link, but so it's cool, not a problem. But yeah, like I was saying, I didn't know Tasha Milan had passed away. I know it got kind of quiet. I mean, from the Tulsas and the Sparkles, Lady
That
Sparkle.
was so sad. That was so
Mhm.
Yeah,
sad because
Yeah.
Natasha was such a
right.
part of the sector for
Yeah,
such a
Yes,
long time.
yes, yes.
Uh,
November of
that
last
was
year.
oh, November
yeah,
of
that
last
was
year.
sad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
sad.
yeah. Yeah,
because
and
you
that
notice certain people that you just miss, and I would
right.
always when I would be over at Conscious, it's just a staple between that
Yeah,
and and Brian and everybody else, and it's like,
right.
wait a minute, somebody's missing.
Yeah.
And it's always
Hmm.
like that. Have you heard from? Because people drop off to recuperate from the bullshit,
Mhm.
and and it's like, well, are they gone? Gone? They're just taking a hiatus. That type
Right.
of thing.
Right, right,
So,
right.
so when I heard she had passed, I was really,
Yeah, it
I was,
definitely
I
did
was done.
take aback a bit. Yeah. But prayers to her and her family. Um,
Yes.
as they continue to deal with the transition and the loss. And for those of us that have watched and I know Sir King had a little tribute
Mm,
that he
mm,
played of her when one of his midnight lives that she joined on. And be that as it may, yeah, we may go back and forth with each other. Excuse me, at times, but we definitely there's a level of care there definitely when someone has passed on that we do take the moment. Now some people say I don't care, it's cradle to the grave, I don't give a damn, but those of
mm.
us that really can separate ourselves from this and what goes on here uh, can really say, yeah, she will truly be missed. And yeah, I was really surprised. I really was.
Y-
Uh,
Yeah, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see them, everybody get together, they and do a montage of the people who have passed in this sector. You know,
oh,
especially
yeah,
as from
like a memoriam
before
type thing. Hmm.
type of thing. Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see that.
Hmm. You know what? Maybe uh, palm reader. She does great kind of things like that, like
Hmm.
montages. She should she should do that. That would be
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's a lot of people.
Mhm. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It really is a lot of people.
and that
Yeah.
would be I definitely I would like to see it because it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and just to
Uh,
show the respect and that
right.
especially during the time when, especially with the whole YouTube thing blew up,
Hmm.
during the COVID and where everybody's trapped in the house, and
Yeah.
all we had was
That's
us to
it. That's
entertain us.
right. Right. That's it. That's all it was.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Uh, you're back.
I'm sorry. I don't know what
Oh no, you
happened. I
fine.
was I was trying to join the chat, but
uh,
it somehow cut me off.
okay, you fine. Did you want me to drop you back down?
Yeah, I'm not going to stay on. I just wanted to again wish you guys a good show. It's always a good show.
Yeah.
And thanks for the good commentary. But I did want you guys to talk a little bit more about the one story that you guys talked about. I had not heard about, and I was like, wait, what are they
Was that
talking
was
about?
that the fluoride in Florida?
Yes, with
Uh,
DeSantis' wife. Like, what's that about?
oh, DeSantis' wife with the money that they were like laundering, quote unquote.
Yeah, there was some monies that was allocated for a search, like a service that was supposed to be being taken care of, through the state, and they overpaid. So they had some millions of dollars. So he skimmed off a certain percentage and gave it to his wife's organization, which wasn't supposed to get it.
Okay.
See, that's what that was. So they took that money, and Lord knows where it went. Like I
Yeah, it
said,
sounds like
they're
money
all
laundering to me.
uh,
That
they're all
part.
great. I mean, they all it all comes out eventually.
Mm.
But they
But
were kind
nothing's
of
going to happen to them,
they
obviously.
they were no, they hope that it disappears like everything else.
Yeah.
It has it's a 15-minute blurb, and then that's it. But not Ron.
Yeah.
But
Was
to
it
have it,
$10 million? I think it was $10 million, was it?
huh? Yeah, it was a large amount of money. I was waiting for him to say maybe like 50,000 or something like that, but
Right.
it was in the millions. But they had this other organization had overpaid them by so much,
Mm.
and they all just have their hands in the coffers all the time. Who can you trust? That's what
Right.
it boils down to.
Right. Hmm.
All of the politicians are crooked, you know, and that's pretty much all of them.
Well, not the
Unless they're
ones that.
unless you're new coming into the game, it's all the old ones because they know how it works. They know how the system works and where they can hide. You
But not
know.
the ones rooting out corruption. Not the ones.
Oh,
Not the Doge. Not the Doge people. They
oh,
Right.
can't be corrupt.
oh,
They can't be.
not that Tesla man. No,
Not
he
the
went in. No, he
Tesla.
went in there. He went in there to,
Gut the people
um,
that was coming after him.
Right, exactly, because he has all of these contracts with the government,
Hmm. Sure does.
and they were going through everything. And what he did was he shut all that shit down just like
Yep.
that.
Sure
The
did.
United States government.
I don't understand how he is able, as a temporary employee of the government, right? He only has a certain number of days that he can be an employee, but somehow, even though he's not even a real like US citizen, he wasn't
Mm.
born here, he's South African. So
Mhm,
how is it that he is able to regulate on everything for American citizens? How does he have a say? I don't
Well,
even understand.
because all that foreign talk doesn't matter if you look like them. When you don't
Oh,
look like them,
well,
it's when that
mhm.
matters. It's
You have that
right.
common goal.
it's
You
if
have
you
that common goal.
yeah. It's you're a foreigner, you're this, you're that. Hey, get these immigrants out of here. He's goddamn immigrant his goddamn self. But
Right.
Right.
you're okay with him dicking into your money.
Yeah,
But
tell him go
Oh,
back. You go back to Africa.
right, tell him to go back to Africa. Go ahead and tell him. But they're okay with him. Just like this, the same thing with like what Russia's doing, like Vladimir Putin, everything he's doing. They're okay with that because he looks like them. If it was
Hmm.
somebody else doing it, they'd be up in arms. They'd be sitting up
correct.
here and be
Hmm.
ready to go to war with Russia without a second, talking about how Russia's interfering with our elections and all this other type of stuff that they're doing. But
Hmm.
because they look like them, they're okay
Hmm.
with that.
Yeah,
They'll deal with
because they all we're that one common enemy that they all have, and that they can agree upon
it.
in oppressing.
That's
Just
it.
plain and simple. No matter they have
Yeah.
their little beefs between
Wow.
each other, they have all their little beefs between each other, but they can come together to put feet on their neck, put
Right.
some feet, foots, and everything else on their neck, on
Right.
our neck. Put it like that,
Yeah.
and that's
Wow.
why it's so easy for Trump to go through the government and circumvent so many things without
Hmm.
anybody. They'll complain about it, but where are these rules and checks that we've all supposedly heard about? That's
Yeah.
because we're focusing on the one person,
Right.
but they've set up where they're infiltrated into everything,
Right.
and it's
This,
like, well, we won't look this way, or we're going to tell you can get some money from here. We're doing this and we're doing that. But
Hmm.
it's not the one. Like I said, he's just the figurehead, and I've always said that he's just the
yeah.
figurehead. He's the one
But
you can look at and say that bastard. But it's all of them. That's why you have to look at how they vote,
hmm
so you know exactly who's voting for what. And I'm sorry, I believe in assassinations and stuff like that. That's just the way it works
I
because
mean, if they want to
you.
bring back the 50s and 60s for real, why? Hey,
Yeah,
Man.
I mean, because
hey,
that's how they've done us.
dealt with. Yeah.
They've
Yeah. Yep.
gone through our leaders, and that's
Yep.
why. And what's kind of fucking them over, because they really can't pinpoint now that we don't have a central figurehead
Right. For them to attack. Yeah.
that's right, to attack. That's why it sounded real dumb when Target said they called up I'm not
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson,
Al
Reverend
Sharpton.
Al Sharpton,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Al
who?
Al
And
Sharpton.
everybody's
Sharpton.
like, it's like, no, no, no. He was fine during that time,
Yeah.
but not now,
It's a new
because we've
time.
learned that it is not to our advantage to have one central uh
Leader.
have
Yeah.
one central leader or
Hmm.
Hmm.
leaders.
Right.
That each individual area should have their own collective, because
Right.
things that happen in those areas are unique to them.
Yeah. It's
But we can always converse and help each other out back and
right.
forth. That's like uh during the George Floyd, when people were protesting and it started to get kind of out of control and they were using tear gas, that
Mm.
we were able to communicate with the Palestinians, and they told us how, go ahead and use milk. You know,
Right.
it's little simple things. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, it's
That's
I
a
tell you.
trigger point for me. I gotta go. That's a trigger point for me with the Palestinians.
Mm-hmm.
That's straight genocide
Like,
happening
Yeah.
right,
on
right,
TV,
but
and
right,
no one is saying
and
anything
no one
about it.
says anything about that.
Nope.
It drives me crazy. It's brown people
Hmm.
being slaughtered.
Yeah.
Heard.
Yeah.
Right,
They're being
right.
slaughtered,
But
But
how about
but you
and no
also,
one cares.
yeah.
well, they don't care because Israel is a satellite for the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty much the
Yeah.
biggest military base, in
In the
that
Middle East.
region.
Yeah.
And that's why they always constantly pump money into it. They pump weaponry into it. They send people over there to train
Yeah.
to oppress. Even the police force, our police force, special tactics units were sent there before they started building. What do they have? The one down in Atlanta that they've been protesting. Um, I can't remember the name of it, but they had a young man to get killed down there. But you have to understand everything is just a strategic point. It has to have a purpose, and it's
Mm.
usually military. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that we're good at,
Right.
building shit. It's because the sure is not fighting battles because we'll pull out in the heart because we don't have that
It's
long range.
Yeah.
it's
You know.
heartbreaking.
No,
Hmm.
it is heartbreaking, but then too, I also look at the Palestinians that were here that talked all that mess about the Biden administration, Harris, and everything, and it's like, okay, now you got what you asked for.
Hmm.
So not only what
But they were
is
trying to. They're
happening,
trying to assimilate.
right?
They're
Yeah.
trying their closeness to whiteness.
Hmm.
I see it with the Chinese, with the
Right.
Koreans,
Yeah.
people from South America. If they don't look, they don't look like this. They're this or their hair is straight.
Right. That is
They
true.
figure they're one step above black folk
Right.
and African folk, and the Africans are
Yeah.
just as bad. Some of them
Right.
are just
Yeah.
as bad. It's like, and I tell them all the time because I work with a lot of them. Don't believe the propaganda. You've
Right.
been fed the images that you see on TV back home. That is propaganda.
Right. Just like the images we see of you all here.
Hmm. We would think
Again,
you all had no roads. You
no,
live in huts, and your asses are
right.
hanging out.
Right.
You know, and you cannot believe the government, just like you can't believe your government. The reason why you probably left home.
Right. Exactly.
Understand it. It's not all milk and honey over here.
No, no, for
Yeah,
sure.
I just hope Donald don't send the people come knocking on my door because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you ever hear about this shit, man, I'm popping caps. I'm telling
Yeah.
straight
Yeah.
up
Yeah. Yes.
because
Talk
they
about
got
it.
these people out here. They have these people snatching people off of the
Snatching
street.
people up. Yeah. They're just snatching
And
people up until
if
they're not.
plain clothes now,
Yeah.
plain clothes. You walk up to me on the street, I'm gonna burn a cap in your ass. It's plain and simple because you just as like anybody else that's
Anybody
out
else.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see, and
Hello.
that's what needs to happen.
Right.
You think he was saying that immigration, I guess they can come into your home
Right.
without warrants and things like that.
Since when?
Don't fret.
Yeah.
Don't fret. Whatever they come into your house. You have the right to protect yourself.
Right.
First rule of law, not the government. First
Right.
rule of law, and that's nature. Protect
Right.
yourself and protect your family.
Right. For sure. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. Like I
All right, guys.
said,
Mm.
To let you guys go, but I just wanted to come up. I'm actually showing my face. I can't believe I'm doing it. Cap and Nate, only go back, guys.
Oh, thank you. We definitely
you're fine. Just shake
appreciate
your
it.
head, let it blow in the wind
Yeah,
again.
just give us a little Beyonce,
I can't
and
believe
it's
I
fine.
did it.
Well,
But
we definitely appreciate
guys,
it. You're beautiful. Don't worry about it. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yes, Jake Smith in the chat. Come up, Jake. I showed you. I did it. So you did too.
Mm.
Come up, Jake.
All right. Have a good night.
Guys, have a great night.
All right. You
You
too.
too. Thank
Have a great
you.
Terry. Thank you for always telling us what's going on in the world and what's going on around us. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
always being there. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, guys, have a great night.
You
Bye.
too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
you too.
Yeah. I mean, even though people try to copy and duplicate it wasn't nobody doing it till I started doing it, but it's okay. You gotta pave the way. You gotta pave the way, right? Uh,
Mhm.
but no, I definitely appreciate it. Even when it's just a few of us, I really don't care. I love the intimacy. We get to really go there and ask the tough questions and really go back and forth and really debate about certain stuff. But this
Yeah,
one,
and have the conversations. That's the whole
right,
thing. Have the
right,
conversations. If there's something that you don't understand, ask us. We'll figure it out. We'll look into it. You know,
right.
that type of thing.
I mean,
Because
that's
it's
what
just
it's supposed
so
to be.
much going on.
Right,
Yeah. Because we're
right.
learning. We're constantly learning from each other. And that's the only thing that's going to keep these motherfuckers off of us. And that's why they go after our social media.
Right. And our history as they do,
Hmm.
with of course
Oh, that's
the
that
vice
one.
president being charged with dismantling the Black History Museum in
How do you
Washington
feel
D.C.
about that?
Smithsonian.
I got thought.
Um, am I surprised? No,
No.
I'm not surprised. Um, but the level of, oh, don't look over there. Oh, that was so long ago. That's the part that pisses me off. That's the part that really pisses me off because for the simple fact that the saying is true. When you don't know your history, you could repeat it. And we're not saying that it will repeat in the same fashion, but it could be repeated. If you erase it enough, people won't care to know what happened. People won't care to know the people that have died. It wouldn't matter. So they'll end up in something to where it's vaguely similar to what you look now.
Hmm.
Look now
Hmm.
at breaking up the Department of Education, to privatize certain schools so that way they could really just say, we only want these people in our schools. We don't care what you do with the rest of them. Laws, voting rights, all these things that people are like, oh no, it's not gonna. They are flipping it upside down, turning it inside out, and just ripping it apart altogether. I think it's
And they're
ridiculous.
already doing it in our schools. A lot of
Yeah,
you that have young children and grandchildren, do your kids know how to cursive write? Can they read? A lot of them can't read cursive writing. It's already started.
they can't read it. They can't do
Write
it.
it. Uh huh.
I
But you
mean,
remember too. But your signature is usually
right, it's
cursive writing.
important, right?
That's
The-
right. That's why it's
right,
important.
right, right.
So it's up to you to make sure that they learn
You
how
can
to
sign with an
cursive
X,
write and how to create their own signature.
right?
Because that's one of the first. I couldn't understand. It's like what I was looking at somebody's kids. It's like they're not writing cursive
Mm,
already, and I couldn't figure that shit out for the life of me. It's like one of those things that like clicks later on. But they've
mhm.
already started.
Yeah, yeah.
They've already started. What do you think about the uh, African American Museum in DC? What do you think about that stuff that's going on there with them pulling out certain exhibits?
Again, I think you do a disservice. You do a disservice to true history. I don't give a goddamn about your feelings. I really don't. Like it's not even because there's everything is not glamorous about our history either. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would tell the truth about how certain people lived and not kind of glorify them as these upright Christian men or women who didn't struggle with their own demons, be it, cheating, smoking cigarettes, whatever. Just be real. That's the only way you get to like really relate and get to understand, wow, these people were just like, you and I. Taking out stuff that um has totally dismantled uh where we came from and how we came to be here, and then to take this nation and make it something and just say, oh no, we're just gonna take this part out. We're just gonna make it like slavery was something that they learned from because they learned skills. Bitch, how do you think? You don't think Africans knew how to farm? Where do you think Shaka Zulu and all
Hmm.
those other kings and powerful nations come from? You don't think they knew war strategies and things of that nature? Like, you
Hmm.
did not just give. I
Oh
mean,
no, they were selective. Believe it or not, during the slave trade, they were selective about the groups of
they did
people
that
that
they
they
purchased.
grabbed.
Yeah.
They
I didn't
needed
know
people who could do agriculture.
they,
It was just. I mean, I'm sure that they grabbed Lawanda off the corner.
right.
But it was
Yeah.
they were strategic
Yeah. Yeah.
in
But
who they are.
I just
Patty,
think
Patty.
it's really ridiculous to me, and it kind of I'm like I said, I'm not surprised, but it's really like, come on, guys. Like, I'm tired of people acting like, well, no, it wasn't a racial thing. They spent lots
Oh,
of
it
money
it
on that.
was.
They
It
spent a
was.
lot of money on that. Everybody out there's a museum in DC for every culture, everything,
Hmm.
whether you know about it or not, whether
Oh,
you
but
know
they were
what
hating
it
it. They were hating on that one before it was even
is. Guilt.
completed.
Yes. Yeah.
Because remember, they were working on the Washington Monument when they had
Mm-hmm.
that earthquake or whatever, and it
Right.
cracked it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being over there, and I was walking behind a group of, and these were like 20, 30 something year old white folk. And they were asking, well, what are they building over there? And somebody said, oh, that's the African American Museum. And the first thing they said was, oh, they have another museum? And it's
Right.
like, and I'm looking at them and I'm just listening and I'm giggling, right? I
Right.
was like, these motherfuckers.
It's
And
like, what do they need that for? It's all
yeah, and that's the attitude. It's like, don't they have enough? That's
yeah,
what that's the,
yeah.
that's what the attitude was. But let me tell you how I think and how I feel about it. Okay, I think we should take all our shit
Mm,
that's in there that we have, and we need to pull it out.
mm,
Everything that's not our building, where the government controls it or has a say in it, as we see with the Smithsonian.
right. Mhm,
I don't hear them saying this about the Asian and the African museum.
mhm,
But we should take all of our things that we deem precious,
mhm.
send them back to their own, who owns them,
Right.
and put them away. In these times now,
Yep.
because who says that they won't be destroyed?
Right. That is true.
Okay?
That is
Shut
true.
the fucking building down. It don't
Yeah.
belong to us.
They don't
It's
belong to us.
material stuff.
Right.
If I want to see it, I can see it virtually.
Right.
I
Yep.
can wait until it's our turn and when it's safe for our artifacts
Right.
to be on display.
Yeah.
I'm looking at when it first went up, the first thing I said, oh, okay, maybe you know, maybe the a lot of the displays and things will be rotated.
Mhm.
That it would change
Right.
so often, like they normally do in museums.
Right.
They have it for a certain amount of time, and then something else comes in and it goes back. And I think we should take everything that is important to us that you deem important
Mhm.
because it's a material thing, like
Right.
certain like the one they've been focusing on this one Bible that's important. Send it back to its owner,
Right.
who they borrowed it from,
Mhm. Yeah.
and to take everything that's important, like I said, to us, and put it away, put it in a safe place, lock it away until it's safe. Because with these crackers in charge now, who's to say it won't be destroyed?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if their species can go around blowing noses off of giant statues,
Well,
because
that's
they even
right.
said something about the Dr. King statue. Now, what the fuck are you going to do with that?
Remove it.
That is shit. Because they were talking about putting all the old Confederate stuff back.
Uh,
And,
of
but
course.
but a lot of it is they just want to try to get rile people up.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
But
course.
while we're in this rile stage, pull all your shit out.
Just pull out. Yeah.
All your exhibitions, pull all that stuff out. Let them have the building because it's theirs. Let them have it.
Yep.
We'll get our own. We'll get
Right.
our own. You know,
Yeah.
we don't need theirs because
Yeah.
it's just something else that they can hold in front of you and say, "Well, you can't do. You know, we're going to do this and we're going to do that." You know what? Take all that shit. Fuck you
Mm.
and fuck that building. It's
Yep.
cute, but it's
Yep.
not ours,
Right.
and you're not going to control me over that type of stuff.
Yeah. That is very true. Because when the shit crumbles, don't come talking about, well, they nope, that was on you. That was your watch.
Hmm.
You allowed it to happen. So just let it be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because let something happen to something deemed very
Big.
important, you know,
Right.
and it's like
Let
all of a
not one
sudden
more.
it would have disappeared.
Right.
That type of thing. While these people, you know, while the money is available, you have enough
Yeah.
rich people around. Put it in a safe place and put it away. We are in a hostile environment,
Yeah.
and it's going to be that way for the next 4 years.
Yeah. And it's
Let them
only
put a
been the first 100 days.
yeah. Let them make a MAGA hall or some shit out of it.
Yeah. That's
You
it.
know, because like I said, it's not ours anyway,
Yeah.
and that's why we should not get attached to
To these
a lot of
things.
material things.
Yeah.
You know, rely on the stories, on the
Right.
knowledge, the actual knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want to see certain ones, you can find them. You can find them online.
Yeah. Very
You know,
true.
you won't be able to physically see it, but at least you know that it's safe.
Yeah.
Because these things that we're dealing with now, these inhumans,
Hmm.
you know, you can't underestimate them.
They're
They're
not
an
like
invasive.
you.
They are an invasive species
They're
because
not like
everything that
you.
they come in contact with, they
They
destroy.
they destroy. Yep. Very true.
I've been holding that shit in for so long.
I know you
Boy,
have a
you know when I
very
get off this
angry
motherfucker,
spirit.
I'm gonna light up. I'm gonna light up a good one. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Got all that hatred out my heart.
Yeah, but
Whew.
it is really sad that people just can't be, and we actually have people talking about merit. Like these people talk about, oh, it's about merit, and yet none of these people have, let alone the merit, nor the education, nor any of the things that they seem to want to place into places of power. Um, it's quite sad, quite sad.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, like you said, let them have it. Let them
Yeah,
have it.
let them have it.
Let them
Let
have it.
them let them have it. Hey, so what you say? Yeah, they say no. Recession is here. It's here. It just hasn't flared up
Yeah. Oh no, it's
to where
here.
we
The,
really
the
see.
the
Mm-hmm.
Treasury Department just said, I think it was either today or yesterday, that um his tariffs has caused a huge spike, and not in the way that you would want to see a spike, um in everything,
Right.
as far as the economy is
Mm-hmm.
concerned. It's just a matter of time before the bottom hits, and the numbers start crashing, and they'll sit there and say, oh, this is the tough time we was talking about, guys. No, this it's about to get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get crazy, and nobody wants to say anything because they don't want to say, you did it, you caused it. Everybody's kind
Yeah.
of wanting to be quiet about it, and oh, this is no, 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 nope, nope. This is you. That's all about, being
All
accountable.
you can't blame Biden.
You right? You can, you can't blame Biden for
You
this.
you
You
can't go in and gut the federal government
right?
and disrupt so many departments and not think that there isn't going to be an effect.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it's literally
you
like going into a building and gutting it,
uh-huh.
and not checking if the foundation is sound and anything like that before you
Right.
go removing things, because you could be removing the very corner bricks of the
Yeah,
fucking foundation to have
cuz
the whole thing just crumble. But
mhm.
what are we
Yeah,
doing?
and the farmers got screwed again.
Yep.
And that's their a lot of their doing, you know. I feel sorry for the ones that voted, you know, not for him.
Well, again, because you're looking at what you think is going to affect, or who you think it
But
was going to affect.
they should have been, if nobody else, they should have
No,
been they should have
no,
known exactly what the hell it.
no, because they
Look,
were still looking at.
he fucked you he fucked you over the first time, left you out there dangling. Joe Biden try to help straighten y'all out. Even so, a lot of you racist motherfuckers didn't want any of the black farmers to have any. I'm looking at farmers are farmers. I don't look at those are black beans and those are white beans. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you're trying to make a living,
Well,
and to but then they didn't understand what the whole game plan was. You have the farms to fail, then you have corporations come in and take over the farms.
Yep. Yep. Because that's literally what's happening. Literally what's happening. I calls every day from farmers. Oh, this is the decline. I'm saying to myself, not my problem. Not my problem. Not my problem.
I don't like Brussels sprouts anyway.
Those extra extensions that you got during the
Right.
democratic regime, as they like to call it now, that you totally was against, got cut. So now you have no safety net. You either pay it or you lose
and
it.
you get tired of it, and you're tired of bailing them out for doing stupid shit. How many times can you keep doing same stupid shit over and over again? You went right back in there. That's like when I was young and these stupid ass guys, they go and sleep with the same damn girl, and they get burnt, and then they get straight, then they go right back and do the goddamn same thing again.
Yeah.
Then you learn the first time.
No, because you gotta keep on hitting your head against the brick wall.
Oh, you was hitting your head on something, but it wasn't a brick wall, but it like to set your ass on fire. I mean, but it's that mentality. You never realize how dumb some people are. Not even some people. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, I was about to say,
And they just fall into their groups. It's like, look, just if it doesn't look right to you, and it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Don't follow the group.
Yeah.
There's always a catch, and nothing is for free.
Yeah, everything has a price.
Everything has a price. Now your family farm that has been in your family for 10 generations.
Yeah. Well, that you done stole from somebody else.
Somebody else, real.
You done stole from somebody else, or killed somebody else for the land between you and your grandpa and your great grandpa and they friends that you done stole from somebody else. Now it's being taken from you. How does that feel? You don't like that feeling, do ya?
Yeah, and when we have disasters, FEMA,
right?
You can't rely on FEMA to help you anymore, and that's because of
right now
them.
They're still getting funds for the last hurricane stopped, and now you're trying to figure out how
you didn't get paper towels. You didn't get no paper towels.
You didn't even do the hook.
No, nope.
He didn't even give you with the paper towel.
Nope, sure didn't.
Damn.
He's probably wiping his ass with it. Pamper was full.
Yeah. Damn.
It is. Yeah. So, we're always used to being in a recession because you always stay prepared. Always stay prepared.
You gotta stay ready. Gotta stay ready. It was funny to me, and I'll end on this. It's funny to me watching the other people when they did the last rally or the march, and they expected a lot of us to show up, and we were like, no, we're not going to show up because we already know what it is. We show up. You're gonna put on your mask, and the people are gonna go out breaking windows and doing all types of vandalism, and then trying to blame us. So no, we're gonna let you go. You go, y'all go alone. Y'all go march and see what happens.
No, because you did it. You have to answer for it. You broke it.
Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing at all. Nobody got
because it didn't even look like a march.
Yes, right.
It did not look like a march. It was too
walking in the street. Looked like they were just walking in the street.
It looked like a parade, literally, and it should not have had a festive atmosphere.
No,
it was just we're having a good time type thing.
Yeah, because they know that it really don't affect them. It affects them now because, of course, they got. But at the end all, it doesn't affect them because they secretly do what they do. They go behind closed doors and they vote collective, but outside is all this outrage. But yeah, you're only outraged because you lost what you thought somebody else was going to lose that didn't look like you.
Right.
You didn't care.
You being hateful
Mm-hmm.
and let him tip you.
Hmm.
You let him tip you,
You
and he
let him,
tipped you, and he tipped you
and it
real
went
good.
all, and it went all the way in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You let him
And
tip you,
hit
and
the
it went
bottom
all
of your
the
and hit the bottom of your stomach. He tipped the fuck out of you. Ugh.
way.
That's right, making them ungodly sounds like woof.
You didn't have time to gorge your loins. It just happened. You just had to
Mhm.
take it.
Brace for impact. It's coming,
That's it.
baby.
That's
It's
it.
coming.
So that's where
We
you
want
at.
it. We
Right.
right,
That's
and
where
that's
you at. That is just where
and,
you at. You know,
and
and it's
plus too, you
unfortunate that these queer people have lost, a lot of things, but
yeah.
it's the
They are going to
consequence.
have to. They are going to have to hurt, and they're going to have to
Really
hurt
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
That's the that's the bad part because if it's just lightly, if you scrape your knee, you're not going to remember it next week.
But see,
You know.
the history of them though, when they hurt really bad, which is very sad, when they hurt really bad and other people are able to survive during their hurt, they react, and their reaction
Oh yeah.
is burning and destroying
Right.
affluent,
Hmm.
common folks
And that's
just minding their
right.
business and doing what they have to do.
So protect yourself.
Yep, do it. I'm
Protect
telling
yourself.
you. You want to make uh, little date nights and things, go to the gun range. Learn how to
Hmm.
do it. The time I went
Hmm.
one time when my friend was upping his clearance and stuff because he was doing stuff overseas, and I was like, sure, I'll go. I never remember before in my life. And seen this I mean old lady with her
Hmm.
bag and her gun bag.
Hmm.
I said, now come on. They are ready. They are prepared.
Hmm.
We need to be doing the same.
Same thing. Hmm.
Same
And
thing.
I'm glad to see that there are more militias, more black
Yeah,
militias
yeah. Speaking of
popping
that,
up.
there was a black militia group in New York that took a couple of men out to the New York State area
Hmm.
to learn how to hold a firearm, protect people out in the street in the New York City streets because, of course, the cops don't do it. Sometimes the cops are the cause. So, yeah, we need to start doing it. Enough of this marching and woe is me when somebody is, gunned down for whatever reason. We need to start protecting ourselves and our people.
Yeah, yeah. Because the protesting is nice. You try to be peaceful, but you have to understand that it may get to that point where you will have to defend yourself and defend your family.
We know they only respond to violence.
That's yeah. That's
Peace,
it's in the
peace don't,
history.
peace don't work with them.
Hmm.
Peace does not work with them. It never has. I don't know why they keep doing that. Like, and it's that whole Christian doctrine thing. They set you up for the okey doke.
That's the scary part. Whenever religion and government unite, it's just all hell. All hell
Yeah,
breaks loose. It's like
yeah,
corruption on the
yeah. On a whole nother
on
level.
level. Yeah, when
Yeah,
you have religion and government involved, it is a totally different beast because now they can lie and say the Lord told them. you
thank
know.
you, thank you. It's like you can't talk to me anything about religion or even about being religious or that, oh, this is God's work. This is God's work. When you had a whole country run an entire enterprise off of human bodies
Right.
and
Hmm.
use the foundation that the Lord gave them the power to do so. That's why you're in the predicament you're in. Give me a goddamn break.
Because
Like
when the
it's
Lord
ridiculous.
tells you, it's a
You
good
better
thing when the
listen. It's
Lord
a good
tells
thing when the
you.
Lord tells you. The
Yeah.
Lord just happens to be looking like some old white drunk man, from some Alabama Hills somewhere. Yeah, of course.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, and one quick thing. Did you happen to hear? I don't know if it's a bill that he's trying to push across, but you know how he's trying to incite martial law.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he been doing that. Florida started that. Hello? Did you freeze? I think you froze. Okay, I think he froze. Or did I freeze? Can you hear me? Can you see me? If you can hear me, you can see me. Please put a one in the chat real quick. But I think it was Nate. But yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, Florida been doing it, and other states followed suit. There's Alabama. I know for sure has a call it a non-protesting deal where any citizen has the right, if they feel threatened, to if there's a group of protesters roundabout, they have the right to defend themselves if they feel so necessary. That's just code for, again, as they like to use codes for everything, DEI, diversity, inclusion, now became bullshit like, oh, is the code word for the new black. You don't say black, you say DEI. Okay. The only people that actually benefited from that are white women, have always been white women. But you ain't gonna say that because, of course, why would you tell the counterpart that you were really trying to lower to that, oh, this includes you too? No, you're gonna let them believe because they've always defended you and your process because they don't want to feel the wrath of being that marginalized group. So they will ride along with your coattails to their own detriment. So I mean, it's crazy. It is really, really crazy what's going on in this day and time. But I don't know. I think we got to get our shit together. Like, yeah, we got a lot of shit with us too. But I think this is a time, if none other, that we need to really start getting ourselves together. Really focusing on community, stop worrying about what's going on outside of our areas, working on showing up at these town halls to get the streets cleared and safe and all those things. Like, we really need to be focused on that. But you was talking about martial law. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did you happen to hear within the next 90 days he's trying to implement some other martial law type thing that's
Uh,
going through,
I did hear something about some
activating armed
old,
forces?
yeah,
It's
some
supposed to be some
old,
sort of crime thing that's
mhm,
going on.
yeah, almost like what was that drug, like that Nixon crime drug
Yeah,
thing that they did years ago.
because he's
Uh,
determined to put military on the
oh
streets.
yeah, yeah. Military. He is determined for sure to put tanks, literal tanks, on
Hmm.
the streets. He ain't talking about no. Oh no, you do like cops surveilling, like you would see a lot of cop cars in neighborhoods and
Yeah.
stuff. No,
Hmm.
he wants to put military tanks on the street.
On the streets. Because he's been trying to bait us into coming out,
The longest
and
time.
we have not
Mm,
fallen into it, which I think is fantastic.
yeah,
Because everybody's surprised that anytime you have other folks saying, "Damn, I'm surprised we didn't do," it's like,
right.
no, because everybody, you know what the game
You
plan
know what
is.
it is. You know what it is. You saw it the last time. If you didn't see it, go watch it. It's on videos everywhere. You're
Hmm.
gonna get the tear gas. You're gonna get the people going into the neighborhoods, breaking and burning up stuff, and then going, "Oh, it's Black
And
Lives
that's
Matter."
what he wants.
That's
That's what he
exactly
wants.
that's exactly what he wants, to give him permission to go ahead and put the military in full force on all the cities and literally obliviate them, have them looking like the Gaza Strip. So then, therefore, he can come
Right.
back and go, "Oh, now we're going to build it up."
Hmm. Absolutely right. You're right. That is insane. Well, look what you have in office, and you look at the group of people that put him in there.
For sure, look at it.
Hmm.
They don't care as long as it don't
Yeah.
affect them. That's all they care about. They want to make
Yeah, because
this
they're not going to be in their neighborhoods.
to them when he was younger. People in government were white men. Were white men. Period. All of these old rich people when they were growing up, there was no women in government. There were no people of color in government like that. It was white men who ran the government. That's what they want to go back to.
Right.
They don't give a goddamn about none of this inclusion. This is bullshit to them.
Absolutely
Point blank
right.
and period is bullshit to them. They want to go back to where everything is white. White only.
Mm-hmm.
And because they throw you a couple dollars, you think, oh, well, it don't really affect me. I ain't concerned about it as long as I get. How long do you think you're going to be able to keep your job? How long do you think you're going to be able to live comfortably until they decide, you know what? We don't like you living like
Yeah.
that. You
When we
think you
don't need
living
you anymore, you're going to be out there in that field where Jose used to be.
If not there, you're going to be in the kitchen. If not there, you're going to be nursing the baby. If not there, you're going to be doing something that they feel is more equipped to your station in life, which has always been servitude.
Correct.
That's it. It's the same thing. It's just in reverse. The same way they felt about the people in Tulsa, Redwood, all these other places that they decided to obliviate because they're doing too good. They're making more money than us. They're able to survive more than us. They got who has a grand piano and I can't even afford to do that. They do. But it's the same thing. How do you have such a good job? How are you making all this money and I'm here in this uh coal mine? Because you decided not to go to school. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because you thought your whiteness, surpassed everything. And you was cool with that until it wasn't enough. Now your whiteness wasn't enough. Now what?
Absolutely right.
Now your whiteness is not enough and you are lost.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's because
now
you were mediocre. You didn't take
here we
advantage.
go with right. Here we go with everything's on merit. Everything's on merit. And you had the most uneducated, ill-equipped people handling. You got John F. Kennedy Jr., which should be ashamed to even have the name of, if we're going to talk about legacies in the United States, to sit here and talk about getting rid of treatments and things like he's going to get rid of autism because autism, people who have autism can't eat and they can't do all these things for themselves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you serious right now?
Yeah, he wants to send them to camps.
But like, are we like seriously? Like this is, and people think it's like it's a joke because it hasn't happened or because they're not gonna do it. That's a bridge too far. Somebody's gonna stop them. Who? Who's gonna stop them?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna
Oh,
stop them? Go ahead.
oh no, there's I don't know if it's Greenland or Iceland, one of those Nordic countries
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
when they're doing the screenings when a woman is pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
and say if your child has Down syndrome, they don't have any Down syndrome population.
Mm.
Those children are aborted,
Mm.
and I think they're trying to get just like the Germans. The Germans did the same
Yeah,
thing.
they
They
did. They
didn't
did
just
indeed.
they didn't. It wasn't just all religion, and
Right.
the Jews weren't the first.
Nope. Sure
So
weren't.
look at what you can't I can't tell the difference between a Klansman and a Nazi.
Because there
That
is
should right there.
there is no
That's
difference. The only difference
scary.
is one is German and the other one may come from
Mhm.
somewhere else.
Is is
That's
the
it.
accent?
That's it. That's it. That is it.
Ex-
But
hmm
but the overall the ideology of the group itself comes from one base.
Right.
So I don't like I think as far as Russia is concerned, I look at Putin the same way.
Right.
You just use Christianity as the shield to push
Hmm.
forth all your hatred, all your nationalism, all of that your racism, your homophobia, all that. You put religion in front of it, so you
Right.
get the same racist goats that have always used religion to shield their hatred.
Right.
That's it. That's
And then
it.
they other everybody as they're exterminating them.
Exactly. Exactly. And as long as some people feel like they get closer seat to the table or some scraps, they good with that until them scraps are no longer available to them. Then all of a sudden,
Right.
oh, we got tricked. Oh, we got duped. No, what you thought was he was just gonna go after immigrants and
Hmm.
criminals is what
No,
you
but
thought.
you on the menu. You on the menu too.
You've been on the menu. You've been on the menu, but you just been so blind and stupid. You haven't realized it. You're not there. You never made it. They let you feel like you made it. They
Hmm.
let you feel like you was a part of the class. And the kicker is when the uneducated white men that think they doing something right now, when they realize they don't need you either, you 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 knocked out of here too. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have a high school education. You don't have a this or that. Yeah, no, this ain't. We don't need you either.
Nope.
We got. That's when they gonna really flip because now then they're gonna be really mad. They haven't gotten there yet. They think they doing something right now, so they got to make them feel like they're doing something. No way in the world you go and get TV personalities and news show hosts to run whole departments that they've never had any dealings with. No educational background, no military background, enough to serve the head of a department of anything. I am had somebody else done that, a Biden, Obama, y'all be ready to sacrifice, kill, burn, and destroy that man or the men for any even thinking about putting somebody up that wasn't equipped. But for this one, oh, it's okay to do it. Oh, it's okay. National security out the window, whole text going to news reporters, and oh, it's just a mix up. A mix up. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Y'all play with it if you want to. Play with it if you want to. Y'all gonna stop being concerned about not voting for someone because you feel like it's not. I don't really know if the person's black. I don't really know what has the person done. Da, 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 da. When you clearly can see the alternative is not. No, it's not
When
given.
you when you've experienced the alternative. Okay.
That most of all, like what you thought he
You you
learned.
know you know
He
what that was
learned
about.
better
You
and
know
thought
what
he
that
was
was
gonna come
about.
back better.
I've
Okay.
learned my lesson.
The
Yeah,
only thing
he learned his lesson
the
because you
only
see
thing
how
that
he's coming in.
The only thing that hasn't hit these motherfuckers yet to let you know that it is still the same Darnell that you first dealt with.
Hmm.
Let a COVID hit again. Let a COVID hit again and watch. Watch.
Hmm.
You thought a million some odd bodies of dead folks was
And
something?
and how can you forget that? That's the thing that gets me. Are our memories that damn short that you can forget that Graham not here, Pop not here, the twins, the baby's not here over
Daily.
something that's over something that could have been handled, but because you had somebody that has such disdain for the black man that was in office that you threw out the playbook that was set up. Now, granted, the virus was different. This was dealing with Ebola,
Right.
but you let him scrap that. It's the only one that you had,
Right. Right.
and everything.
Ain't like you made
Never
up a
mind.
second one. Ain't like you made up a second one.
No, but we have concepts of a second
Oh. Oh.
one.
That's gonna go far. Good luck with that.
Oh my God. Oof. I miss having these talks. I got to vent. I'm go. I'm boy. You know, I'm a light one up. I'm gonna be out tonight.
It is crazy. Well, yeah, it is way
Mm.
past my bedtime, and
Hmm.
I gotta
Yeah,
go.
we have hit the 2 hour mark,
Yeah, we definitely have hit the 2 hour mark, and yeah,
and I have
I
thoroughly
really,
enjoyed myself.
I
Oof.
did too. I will say I do miss these talks, and
Mhm.
yeah. So we'll be back, of course, next week, God willing, if my schedule
Mhm.
isn't too busy. But if not, I will
Yep.
definitely.
We'll play it by ear. We'll let you know something.
But for sure, we definitely need to have more of this. There's definitely a lot going on that we need to have real conversation about, not this whole kind of I'm I'm I, I'm worried about your feelings. I don't want you to feel like I'm suppressing you or that I'm making you feel small. No, the reality is shit's happening.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings, really, right now. Fuck my own
Mhm.
feelings. Shit is really happening. So, you need to get on board, figure out what you need to do to protect yourself, to govern yourself, to keep yourself safe. Um, because this is not, nobody is secure here. And if you
Yeah.
feel like you are secure, you're lying to yourself.
Hmm. Yeah. Don't get too comfortable. Even though we are guarding our peace, but it's going to come a time where we're going to have to step in.
Yeah,
It,
for
it's
sure.
it's it's just nothing's going to change if we don't. I mean, but like I said, I understand. Definitely protect your peace and your well
Yeah,
being because you still
it's
have
already
life and
done.
life keeps life. And but yeah, this shit's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah, it really is. And they're not gonna blame themselves. They're gonna blame you.
Right.
They gonna blame you. They ain't gonna blame themselves for the shit that they caused. They're not gonna blame themselves when the shit really comes crashing down. When next month after they give these double checks because to some of these individuals because they feel like it's gonna cover and get people to be
Hmm.
like, oh, it's okay, we forgive because we got our money now. No, it's not gonna be the same. It is not gonna be the
No,
same at all.
because you got to live
No.
the rest of the years. While you're here, you have to still have to live. And if you do it, don't let me. These people are stealing your shit. This
Yeah,
is your money. This is your
right,
money. Let me just put it like
right,
that. It's your money. This is not
right.
a handout.
It's
If you were in the service and you came back less than when you went over there, you are deserving of this.
right,
This is what your country owes you.
right.
Don't let these motherfuckers. That motherfucker ain't never stepped a goddamn day on a battlefield or in a
Not
tank or even
one,
put on
not
nothing.
one.
Stop letting these white motherfuckers get away with this bullshit.
Right.
Stop it.
Yeah, it is crazy. It
And every
really
time
is.
somebody say something stupid, say you dumb as fuck because you don't know what the hell. Do your research. You need to read and stop listening all the goddamn time.
That's it. All it takes, that's all it takes, is a Google. That's all it takes is a crack
Hmm.
open a book. That's all it
That's
takes is
three
X.
sources. Three sources. Always do three. And don't do the same three. Don't always do like
That's not
Google this
good.
and whatever that and read like the World National News, the
Right.
BBC,
Yeah.
because because you need to be able to look outside of the country and look in and actually
Mhm.
see what's going on because the
Yeah. And how
perspective
other
is
people
different.
view. Yeah. Yeah,
And
it
how
definitely is.
right.
Yeah, it definitely is for sure.
Mhm.
Alrighty, you beautiful
Yes.
people. It is
Yes.
that
Thank you so
time.
much for joining us this evening.
Thank
You have
you. Thank
definitely been
you.
missed.
Thanks. And thank you guys for joining and hanging out with us as always. It's been a pleasure. And
Hmm.
until next time,
I want to give a
we
shout out to Natasha. We love you. We'll
yeah,
keep you
keep you in our
and
prayers and our
everybody.
thoughts. And I'll
Hmm.
always have Alana Dune somewhere close by for you. All right. Um, yeah, but definitely that was definitely like a wow, like that's so crazy. But yeah, but
Mm-mm-mm.
so keep her family definitely in prayer, that they are able to every day get stronger, even with the loss that their
Mm.
family is feeling. All
Right.
right, so with that, until next time, you beautiful people, God bless. Good night. Be safe and protect yourselves. All right,
And
peace.
good
You was
night.
about to say something?
No, I was going to say good night.
All right, later.
Okay, take care.
It won't play now. Play. You know what? I'm tired of this
Well,
little dumb
with